So finally, NASCAR is back in its own backyard, including Ricky Stenhouse, and we're going to catch up on everything NASCAR related and maybe some things beyond that today. Glad you could tune in on NBC Sports. Ricky, let's start with just an overview of the rules on the car this year and how that went. Daytona obviously was the same as last year, and then 3 in a row with slightly different configurations out there. Where are we with the new package?
Yeah, I think the teams are kind of settling in and have a better understanding of, the tech process and, exactly what you need in the car. We've had, like you said, so many unique different racetracks that we've ran on, and we've needed something different at every racetrack that we've gone to. And, I think everybody left, probably each race thinking, we should have done this with our cars, because you can tune your cars a little bit more, drag downforce-wise before you leave the shop. And so that's one of the things that my crew chief, Brian Patty, is enjoying, is being able to kind of turn up or turn down the balance and performance of our car. And he's nailed it on a lot of occasions. I think, leaving this weekend after Fontana, he said that maybe we missed it a little bit, but all in all, a fun start to the year.
I saw that you said our cars have speed. Now, where are you seeing that, and exactly what do you mean by that?
Well, we're able to run faster laps during practice and keep up with, the competition and the fastest cars out there. As far as single lap speed goes, we've qualified well. This weekend at Fontana, we had the 4th fastest lap. So there's a lot of matrix that we look at, to kind of get that assumption. And then, throughout the race, racing around different cars and different teams, and teams that run really well, we're competing with some of those cars, some of the team cars that of those organizations that have cars running up front and winning. And so we've battled with some good cars, and that's where we feel like we have improved, and we know that we have speed because we're capable of doing that. But now it's all about making sure you don't make mistakes, and make sure you continue that development of the race car.
If you would, give us a little look behind the scenes in Fontana, because, of course, the highlight reel only gets the spin right on the restart.
Oh, yeah.
But overall, during the day, what were you lacking a little bit of? And then describe trying to wrestle that car at that restart.
Yeah, so, we had a really good start to the race. We started 12th and, drove up to 2nd and pushed Eric to the lead, and I was thinking that we were going to be able to get by him and lead some laps, but we just got too loose. And then we kind of stayed too loose, and then the caution came out at the end of that stage, and we had a one-lap shootout. Brian wanted to stay out. I wasn't real fond of staying out, and but he's the crew chief. He makes really good calls, good pit decisions all the time, and he's aggressive, and I've always told him I want him to be aggressive. So I went along with it, and I was a little nervous on the restart. Got down into turn 1, was really loose, and then the 10 car got really close to our left rear, and we're 5 wide, so you don't have much room to save it. And so I tried to save it as best I could till we got into the 20, and luckily nobody hit us. And after that, we were just kind of struggling trying to rebound. We had a little bit of right front damage, and that made our car not drive as good. But, we kept working at it, cautions at the right time. And
fixed the toe, right, at one point?
Fixed the toe, yeah. I mean, we were changing everything on pit road. So my guys were really busy working on our Fastenal Mustang. And, we got it to where it was driving okay, but not near as good as it drove at the start of the race, and was able to manage a 14th place finish out of it. And I think that was respectable for the day that we had.
Yeah, I mentioned NASCAR being home again. Ricky was one of those drivers who spent his entire West Coast swing out on the West Coast. Tell us some of the things that you were involved in, because you own a sprint car team, you have a lot of interest, and you want to take care of the guys too at some point, because they have this rough haul as well.
Yeah, it's, this was the first year actually that the 17 team actually stayed out. I generally always stay out for the whole West Coast swing. And so it was cool to have the 17 guys stay out with us. And I took them horseback riding, went to Top Golf, went to dinner, and just had a great time hanging out. A team bonding day away from the racetrack.
With any of the guys?
Yeah,
maybe?
I think a few of them had a little bit soreness going on, but for a lot of our guys, it was some of their first times on a horse, so it was neat to kind of do something totally different. We had talked about going to ride some dune buggies in the sand and do some of that, but I feel like most of our guys do that stuff anyway. So wanted to do something a little bit different. And then a lot of them, they're definitely not golfers after we were at Topgolf.
I suppose Patty cleaned up on Topgolf.
Patty is his swing is looking good for not getting out on the golf courses as much as he used to anyway. But yeah, I enjoy the West Coast swing, hanging out there. Like you said, I got to go out early in Vegas. My sprint car team was racing out there. Got to hang out with them a little bit to start the season. We've had a rough start to the season, but you know, they're working really hard, and we got to do some filming at the dirt track with Chris Forsberg, you know, another NOS Energy Drink athlete, being able to let him drive our sprint car, and you know, we got to drive his drift car.
How'd that go?
Not great. He's
like me
pretty,
in your sprint car, probably.
He's
right?
pretty impressive, and he makes it look so easy. It's way more difficult than I thought it was, but definitely. You know, after doing that, I'm like, hey, Chris, can we maybe build a car so that I could just play around the house with? So he said that we might be able to do that. But
nice
we've got that coming out, you know, kind of social videos and things like that. So looking forward to kind of seeing the completion of that. And that was another thing that we got to finish up on the West Coast.
So take everyone to Martinsville, Ricky. Your feelings about that track and also all the work that's going in now that the cars are back. I know Martinsville cars didn't go out west, but the knowledge gain and the data being put back into what you're going to run there. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to Texas.
Skip.
Yeah. As everybody knows, Martinsville is by far one of our worst tracks. And, you know, 2017, we got 2 top 10s, and Patty kind of made me believe, like, hey, we can do this here at Martinsville. And, you know, it's Patty's favorite track. It's my least favorite track. But, you know, I think if we get our car right, you know, we can be successful there. We showed that in 2017. We learned a lot at Phoenix of what we needed to do. And, you know, I think for us, brakes are our major factor. And that's one of the biggest things at Martinsville is you can make up a lot of time or lose a lot of time. And we've crashed a lot of cars in the braking zone at Martinsville. And so trying to make sure that we don't have those issues that we generally have at Martinsville and like we had at Phoenix, will go a long ways.
Very good. Well, appreciate the time today. Keep your eye on Ricky at Martinsville or skip to Texas, your choice. And make sure to tune in every weekday at 5 for NASCAR America on NBCSN.
Hey NASCAR fans, thanks for checking out the NBC Sports YouTube channel. Make sure you hit subscribe below for the latest NASCAR news, race highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.